What are your thoughts on Tito? I mean, obviously it looks like last end of the road for him if he loses. He mentioned in a blog that he wrote himself that he had to beg for this chance to fight on this card. Can you just comment on that?
I would never do that. If Tito wants to say that, that's up to Tito. But, we gave Tito another chance. He's got it on Saturday. It's a tough fight with Bader. And I said earlier, Tito fights the best when his back's against the wall. We'll see how he does.
Does he have to win, or is it a performance thing?
He's got to win. Dude, it's 2011. He's got to win.
And then you ask if Tito has to win. Can he win? I mean, he's a huge underdog, 4-1.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's up to Tito. I caught the end of my own press conference here, and Tito was saying, "I'm supposed to lose this fight. I got nothing to lose." That doesn't sound like a guy who's expecting to win. But I know Tito, and I know how he fights when his back's against the wall. It's when he's at his best. The question is, does he have anything left? We'll find out the first 5 minutes of the fight.
Yesterday in the media workout, Tito said that he wants to be in the UFC Hall of Fame, obviously. I think he may have said that he expected to be already. Given your past relationship with him, do you see any reason why he wouldn't be?
Yeah, him being in the Hall of Fame has nothing to do with our relationship, So no, doesn't.
Do you see him being in the Hall of Fame?
I'm sure he will be. Yeah.
Dana, Tito mentioned that he's like the last of the Mohicans. You look at the guys that have come before, and I think he fought on UFC 13 was his first fight.
And UFC 30, our first fight when we bought the company.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
There's been this whole changing of the guards over the last 2-3 years, from the Chuck Liddells, the Randy Coutures, the Matt Hugheses, Rich Franklin, and Tito Ortiz. This is one of those. This is a young man's sport, and time isn't any of our friends.
Is it one of those situations where he almost has to get this win to continue on?
He absolutely has to get this win to continue on. I said that last time. He and I had a conversation, letting him take this other opportunity to fight Ryan Bader, and we'll see what happens.
How'd you come putting those two guys together? How'd you come up with that?
Well, stylistically, it's a good fight. Bader's a wrestler. He likes to stand up too, and he matches up well with Tito.
When you look at what Tito's accomplished for the UFC and for the sport, can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, well, that's debatable. Tito and I have had our moments, and Tito's one of those guys that, being a big star in the UFC at a time when it really mattered. Let's just say Tito hasn't always done all the right things to build the sport or build the UFC. So that's debatable. Tito would like to think so. I would beg to differ.
What has he done, or what hasn't he done?
Well, anybody who knows the history of what's happened, we set him up with the Ken Shamrock fight to fight Chuck Liddell, then refused to fight Chuck Liddell for a couple of years, and the list goes on and on. I don't think your sports section in the news has enough time for me to go through the entire list of Tito's. Stuff that he and I have been through for the last 10 years.
So this last conversation was a situation where both of you guys said, okay, this is it.
Yeah, once he came back in the UFC this time, we squashed all of our differences, and we really are. We're past all that. We still have our moments where we're not 100% happy with each other, but we've had a long working relationship for 10 years.
And Bader, talk about that guy.
Bader's a young, explosive, dynamic fighter. He just lost a fight to John Jones, who many believe could go on, a reign for a long time and hold that title and possibly be the pound-for-pound best in the world. So, this is a big fight for Ryan Bader. This is his comeback fight, and obviously to take out a guy like Tito means a lot to a fighter too, a young up-and-coming guy.